Previously on Tessie Teams. They pull the rest of this hulk out of the soil.
Apples.
Oh.
The hood droops somehow, even though it has a coherent crystalline form.
You've chosen a new form. So helpful in some contexts, certainly. But, I mean, how do we feel? Do we like, what kind of notes do you all have?
Get out of my grove!
Well, the circlet symbol's right over there.
What? When did you find that out?
I set up a whole camp.
Like an hour or two ago, apparently. I just plumb forgot.
I would warn you, if you have come to seek the use of this hollow, turn back.
Woods. I saw ages of my people's writing asking for love, for wealth, for happiness, and it must have brought them that. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep using this place.
He says, no, child.
Do you think perhaps that's what they wagered?
No,
That's what they gave?
that was the cost.
It just says, she just says to the man, she goes, what happens if I don't want to pay? No, I mean, what if I'm like you and I don't want to pay? Like what you did when you didn't pay.
That moment. And in that moment, like an apple falling from a tree, one of them takes it, holds it over the hollow, and lets it fall as they disappear. You hear shortly after, with a message inside the documancy bag from Certainty Drawn, that you did it. Whatever you did, you did it. This episode deals with themes of suicide some might find troubling. Please consume it with discretion.
Time is the enemy, the past, it threatens the fastest weapon. You wouldn't make it past a second, and that's the question. Play it brash and reckless, or choose a cautious solution you thought was prudent. In any sepulcher, pulchritude will become the putrid. It's that wealth that I'm pursuing. No mountain too steep or dungeon too deep to send expendable marks up to the top of the peak or beneath. They see you bleed, they come like sharks to it, while I swim in that money bin like Carl Barks drew it. So send your national parks druid, I'll send them home in a natural box with a closed top and most of the parts included. Save your breath for a cleric confessor. Death is a lesson and life is a tenured professor. But if you're seeking my official advice, sign on the dotted line and initial it twice.
Hello. I am Tycho Brahe of Panic and Pax. I'm also a Manifest Hereward Drawn CEO of Acquisitions Incorporated. But today I'm Jeffrey K. Horkrims, your internet friend, here to run a game of Dungeons & Dragons for my friends.
One of the clones has a lisp.
Specifically, yeah, it's like, that's how you know, that's the tell. Specifically these friends. To my right, Dragonborn Narcissist,
Oh.
Janar Blitzen.
No, baby.
I never know if that's okay to do.
It's not!
I feel like it's not. To the right of my right, repping the natural world, Walnut Dongrass Kakra.
Kakra, a subdued Kakra today.
Yeah, exactly. A nuanced Kakra. To my left, not your grandma's grandma, except in those rare cases where she is your grandma's grandma, Rosie B. Stinger. Whoa. Sailing on a
What's
zephyr.
this?
Sailing on a gentle zephyr.
Silver Surfer.
Getting those thermals.
Who knew? Who knew about it? Now, to the left of my left, emerging as though from a mist shroud. Yeah, it's Fifth Race Shroud.
Wow.
Not a lot of time to spend on it.
Whoa.
23, I don't care. About the others.
business.
Here earlier.
It's toughy.
You basically reconfigure the shroud into 3 firm columns.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I've been doing.
Nice. It's taken
I'll say.
it's taken 2.5 years to get there, but these columns are looking great. So obviously we had a brief diversion in the shape of our Halloween special, which is to say our Valentine's Day special.
So spooky.
It was so horny.
It was a horny.
That's what I was going for.
It was a horny monster fuck fest. And Shadow Chancellor, when do we think that will materialize on the Yub Tub? Because right now it's on Twitch technically, but it's like ensconced in about 8 solid hours of main stage content.
We're trying to shoot for Friday.
Friday? Okay, we're trying to shoot for Friday, so...
All right, you heard it here first.
I was just going to say, so
if we don't see it on
happen,
Friday,
you know...
Show's canceled.
Because you have
tweet Alyssa.
You have to understand, because it's Alyssa that's doing all of it. And so she's feverishly editing video.
Oh, she's
right
over
now.
here trying to be like, Josh too. No, tweet Alyssa. Any complaints? If you don't...
About anything.
If you're not watching this on Friday...
Why are you doing it on film? She's like cutting the...
Oh, yeah, physically. She's got one of those hats.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know what's happening over there. It's a cosplay thing. But that is a side, that is a charcuterie plate that's over here. It's for your delectation on Friday, thanks to Alyssa. But the actual campaign, of course, takes up immediately where we left off, which is to say, let me refresh your memory, honored and treasured guests, the Shadow Council. So, at a unique place of power, by some perhaps secular arcane historians known as a ritual engine, but the Hollow of the 6 Points is a specific place with a specific purpose in Enclave culture. Specifically, it's something like a wishing well, except that the coin that you put in to get these wishes can take many forms. And as we described over the course of the game, as time passed, it extracted a greater and greater toll from those who would try to utilize its powers. Ultimately, what we discovered was that someone known to Propha and Father Gordon, an artificer named Leyland Spexus, claimed to have been a part of the ritual and given his share of what the Hollow required, but he is too clever by half. At least he was back then. He has since been rendered less clever by the machinations of the C-Team. Where we enter our scene now is just in the aftermath of that battle at the edge. The very, very last thing to occur is that Documancer, 3rd rank, Walnut Dongrass, here in her ancestral home, received a message that whatever they had done, it had had a positive and healing effect on Father Gordon and Prophetess Drawn back at the Drawn and Courtier. That is all the information. I think we've established the unique texture of this moment. We now return to your game of Dungeons & Dragons, now in session.
I'm ready, and I've been thinking about it for weeks.
Well, I was just going to say, you've had 2 weeks to crock-pot this thing.
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's hot.
Slow and
Walnut
steady.
puts the book away after telling the team that they did it, and allows everybody a moment to be like,
Hooray!
and then she turns to the dryads and she speaks in Sylvan. Do you know the ritual of this place?
They sort of, the wind blows through them and they sort of pipe up one at a time. The ritual?
How to use this?
The way of the Hollow?
Yes.
Of course.
I need you to tell me.
So they clearly, there's a pause in their interactions, and from there, like as the slender trunks just sort of turn toward one another and secret messages pass between them, they also know that they're not in any position to gainsay a daughter of the Enclave or their own mother.
Yes.
So they're not really. It's clear that they pause.
I'm using my mom voice.
Yeah, exactly. What does the mom voice sound like? Like, what is a Walnut mom voice?
It's just somehow it passes beyond a
disappointed?
monotone into just the most flat
Momatone.
monotone. Thank you, Ryan.
That's actually quite good.
Finally.
You also compliment me.
Yeah.
And you?
You got it.
That counts. Yeah. One of these. That counts.
Good idea.
All right. So now we know. I just wanted to verify something really quick. It is not provided that you have the right to this power. It's not a complicated process.
Okay.
But in this latter era of the Hollow, all it will take is love.
That's all it will take?
It's all it will take.
That's the only thing.
I mean, this is what they say. If anyone could break these rules,
Sure. So she says that, they say that to her, and she says, all we'll take is love, and she thinks about it.
yeah, broadly defined, of course, like all these ancient magics.
And she thinks about it, and do they tell her how to use it?
You simply address the
well.
Hollow
The hollow. Okay.
from its edge, and they suggest very strongly that it knows that once you present your worry to it,
Okay.
it will handle the rest with swiftness.
Walnut turns to her team, and she just she pauses for a second. She kind of like hems and haws, like she doesn't really know what to say. And I'm sure y'all are ready to like get going out of this hellscape that we're in. And she just says, "I'm going to use this place."
As what?
I'm going to use it. I am going to wish for my grove back. I've thought about it, and I'm going to use it.
Whoa. We're here to fix the problems that come from using this place. No one should ever use this again. You can't predict the ripple effects of what would happen if you use it.
I can't be here and not use it. We came here for a reason, and this reason was to fix Prophet. Yeah, okay. But also for me, I need to be here at this time. I need to use it.
It's a fated
What
thing. It sounds like.
are you?
I'm the dungeon master. I'm like, this is all a surprise to me.
Like, is Leyland Specs is back?
No, hey, actually, let me talk about some stuff. Look, I got ideas about all this shit that went down. No, it's not like that. I'm genuinely just talking like a person.
Well, Rosie doesn't put stock in prophecy or fate, really, I don't think. And so I think she turns to Dinar and Cthulhu like, you guys agree with me, right? This is too dangerous. We can't mess with this.
Seems like there's a, I don't know what the D&D equivalent of like the monkey's paw, sort of like.
It's just a monkey's paw.
Is it a literal monkey's paw?
Monkey paw's actually from D&D.
Where monkey does not exist in the real world.
Yeah.
That is
A lot of people
creature
don't know that.
from that monster.
It's in the manual.
I mean, if only I were able to use this place. It seems like you get a lot done
Fast.
quick, but it also seems like it backfires. It's a cost that few are willing to bear ultimately, much like our good friend Leland. And there's no, that's not sarcasm. Cthulhu does say who he just fought and killed.
Even now, there is one of these arachnoid automatons, sort of gently tugging at the hem of his jacket, like a pet might.
See, even his machines mourn him. They've been put out by the entire affair.
What?
The guy we killed?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing we did?
We're losing the trail here.
I'm saying there's always this is a substantial cost. It's just where's the gain?
Right, Walnut, I don't want you to become like this. What if that's what happens to you? Then I point to Leyland's corpse.
I won't, because I'll pay my price.
Do we know that when we saw all the trees,
Yeah.
none of us could read it, right?
No.
Walnut knew, and we know
Exactly.
from a narrative perspective, the characters don't
It's
know.
not good. Whatever it is, it's
Yeah,
not good.
you don't-
It's from everything that you can derive. I mean, obviously, you know, it's a place of it has a mystical cast, but in terms of like being able to read the fact that inside the grove proper, virtually every inch is inscribed with someone's wishes and dreams. That's not available to anyone else. Mm-hmm. I'm not even sure she described it. It's so natural to her. I mean, it's just written down. It's just graffiti everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all we know is that we came here, there's a creepy well, we killed a guy, and now Father Gordon and Prof are fine.
Well, yeah, and he told us. He
told us
told
some
us.
stuff.
He monologued a bit, but
Yeah, he had
like
to.
we don't know.
We had to.
You don't know the extent.
We don't know the extent.
Right, okay.
I mean, because we can't speak Dryad and we can't read the trees.
Druidic, yeah.
So this guy was the only the problem because he was abusing this system. In other words, Myliki, they would return. The grove would be returned, but not in some demonic form. It wouldn't raise their skeletons and everybody goes, oh, haha, you did it wrong. It was never going to be a good deal.
Our magic doesn't work like that.
Skeletons are natural.
Skeletons are very natural, yes. You've learned much
Spooky.
in our time together. And spooky. Another Halloween episode.
I was just gonna say this is the real Halloween episode.
Walnut says,
How was the night that the skeletons came to life?
I don't need you to agree with me. It's my blood. It's my birthright. We're here. I'm going to use it.
How?
I know how to use it.
By giving your life to it?
I don't know what else I could give that would get what I want.
Wait, what? What? No.
As a member
What?
of your grove, when the grove returns, would you return with it?
I don't know.
In what form would they return? Would they live again as they once did?
I don't know if they're gone in that way. I don't know if they're dead. I don't know if they're just somewhere else, but I know that they're not where they should be. And I can't find them. And at least this way I would know that they're safe. And that's the whole reason for me being here. That's why I'm on this team. That's why we've been doing all this, is so that I could find them. And I'm here and I can find them. I have to do it. And I'm willing to roll persuasion check.
Because
Yeah, I
Thriss is
feel like
just
you gotta read
solid and stable, but it's just the growls.
I got
It
like
sounds like it's
30
from somewhere else.
arguments against this.
Yeah. It's going to require a pretty high persuasion
Yeah.
to persuade me to let you kill yourself.
Yeah, and also
Less for me, but high still.
Still high.
it's
15.
what's natural about using magic to bring back a grove full of people who died? There's
You don't know they're dead.
well, you don't either.
No.
So what if they're not? And what are you bringing them back to? And where are you bringing them back from? Maybe they left for a reason. Maybe they've gone somewhere to be safe.
Then why didn't they take me with them?
I don't have the answer to that. But please consider the ramifications, not to mention it feels a little selfish to leave us.
You're gonna leave.
I'm old. I'm gonna die eventually. Yeah, we all are, but I'm not doing it voluntarily.
You said that you would go back with your family in 2 seasons. You're leaving too. I'm just leaving a little early.
Jesus Christ, what have you been up to?
Monologuing in my like staying up late in Australia.
It's our greatest
It's
challenge
a
yet.
very
What about Brahma?
I have thought about that, and I hope that one of you will tell her that I'm very sorry. But I have to do what I have to do, and I think she'll understand.
What about Brahma and all the other people living at our house? Aren't there like 50, 100 or so? Isn't that your new grove? Isn't that a grove?
What about your daughters? What about the forest?
Yeah.
That's very, like, we don't need McDonald's. I'll make you a sandwich at home. Like, that's,
Yeah.
it's not the same.
We got a grove at home. You don't need a grove. We got a grove at home, right?
Lana says, you have someone else that can help you with that now.
Nalayan?
No. The other me.
No.
Walnut just nods. She's good.
That bitch is crazy.
Why don't we make her kill herself?
She's just me.
What if we push her in?
Yeah,
Steal her
what if we
life?
push her in
Yeah,
the
what
well?
if we go get her?
No.
Push her in.
It's got to be me.
The well won't know the difference.
Walnut laughs. Because you said that
No.
canonically.
No, she's... The other Walnut is not you. She doesn't know us. She's serving some other purpose. She's in opposition to us. She gets to slot in. That's not how any of this works.
The other, oh, sorry.
Right?
I was going to say the other clone, I don't remember how the cloning works, but if the clone does not have that soul, then this will would not work if we dump the other walnut in.
Thank you, Catherine.
I was going to say, finally.
We've established clones don't have souls. They
Yeah.
don't have belly buttons or souls.
Omen seemed to have one.
Want like a soulless walnut husk running around, reading our mail, signing stuff.
Yes.
That black box, it would be very similar.
Listen, I'm not here to drag this out. I'm telling you what's going to happen, and you can either wish me well.
Ha!
Walnut looks at Dinar angrily.
That has to, this is canon, right?
Oh yeah.
Perhaps one last time. And
Pencil.
she approaches the well and she looks at them and she goes like, this is your chance.
Yeah.
All right, roll initiative.
Roll to stop.
Yeah, I'm
The
gonna,
well's gonna be here. Why don't you go tell Brahma yourself, and then we can come back to the well.
Yeah, let's let Brahma
There's
weigh
nothing
in.
saying we have to do this right this second.
No.
The well's not going away.
Hold on. I need my
Dice?
initiative
track us.
trackers. I had no concept that I would need them at
At a Dungeons and Dragons.
well
Yeah.
at 425.
Hey, wait. Oh.
One of these guys? Let's get in
Oh,
there.
it's in one of the mystical
I
tomes.
was just gonna
I've
say.
never opened these before,
Not
so
these.
No.
No, these.
then it's
one-
all up to me.
Let's see.
I don't know how it works.
Quick, somebody vamp.
That's a flush
it's
deal.
not in there either.
No,
Wah, wah.
Whoa.
Well, that didn't
all
work
for
at all.
nothing.
Tisk,
Cool.
tisk.
For the podcast, we're idiots.
You know what? For the Twitch stream.
And there's four of us. How are we going to keep track of who goes when?
No, I can
Postpone
handle it.
game.
I'm just saying that
Forfeit.
it would be such an interesting. It'd be such an interesting play.
I say,
I'd never even occurred to me that it'd be using the initiative trackers.
what do you know of the other walnut? We know that she diverged from you.
Yes.
Could anything have happened to you had you lived that life? Could anything have happened to you where this would not remain your one goal? Would that walnut have turned her back? She can't make the sacrifice because she has no soul.
I don't think that there's anything that would keep me from this. And then she looks at you and she just goes, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Roll initiative.
Yeah, yeah. This is going to be
I'm
great.
absolutely striking out. I'm trying to
I
stop
have
her.
no doubt I will go last. I'll just be watching.
8. You don't have to.
No, I was going to say, yeah, what's the rule? Because I would just wait them out. I
don't think
I
you-
will not
It would just be a
participate.
delay, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14.
Well, here, I'll give you a roll,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna.
What'd you get, Dinar?
I'm listening.
Like,
This, yeah, that's so 13 for me.
8.
Yeah. That's
What was yours, Nat?
14.
Yeah, so I thought. Okay. We have our initiative, and you go first.
I do. Okay.
Do you have to, in order to make the ritual happen, does Walnut have to like inscribe something?
Or
Just
say a
jump
spell?
in?
I just
no,
have
no.
to have the intention, so this could happen right now.
Oh,
if
you
I
don't have to
wanted
write it on a tree?
No, I tried doing that last episode and it didn't work.
The tree, and if you had the wherewithal, if you didn't have to immediately plan for Walnut's funeral, right? And you had enough time to look at the forest, eventually you would find the record of this wish.
And if we spoke Druidic and...
That's right.
Okay.
Sorry. Walnut casts Anti-Life Shell, which means that anyone other than undead and constructs can't come in a barrier between me and the well. You can still hear me.
What's the radius?
The radius is, it's a 10-foot radius.
What incredible.
Okay, so 20 feet from the center of this point, this sphere.
So you can decide who was in it and who wasn't, but I'm at the edge of the well. And so it's me and the well.
In my head, I wasn't close enough.
No, I mean, I'm not sure anybody
But you
was
can
in your
still-
face. I mean, she was
See you.
20 feet is
Reason with
pretty
me.
big.
pretty demonstrative.
Well, 10 feet.
I'll fight Dinar.
10 feet in front, 10 feet behind.
yeah. Because
Dinar, you're in there? I don't think I was.
the rest of the orb, I think, is designed to cover her transit to the well.
Right.
So
I see.
I think your model is correct.
Yeah.
We're really only talking about maybe 5 to 7 feet from here.
Right.
Does anyone want to be there? And then I can determine if there's a chance.
Realistically, Rosie was packing up the cart.
Yeah. Right.
She's not anywhere close.
I mean, I got the killing blow on the guy, right? I gotta imagine I'm still around.
Yeah, you got the killing blow, Dinar.
Spexus.
Good job.
Could be close.
How close was
You
he?
got all the XP.
Yeah, I'm a level higher, right?
And all the treasure.
Can we assume that if you're doing that, that you would have backed away far enough to not instantly absorb whoever you were talking to in the...
I mean, I would
she's
like
not
to assume
dumb.
that.
Yeah.
But
She's not dumb. I'm just
if Dinar
offering a
has something
chance.
cool,
Yeah, I'm just offering there an opportunity for our play.
Fine, I'm not. I cannot be in the circle.
Okay, yeah. Then right outside. I mean,
Okay.
so
All right.
so
Who
there
goes
is
next?
so there is just a shimmer that emanates out from Walnut, and you can see blades of grass and small plants sort of pressed out against it.
I'm immediately like, what are you doing? I'm not, I can't do anything. So
Yeah,
I'm at the
it's not your
end,
turn.
but I'm like, what did you just do?
I made it so you can't get to me. You can't stop me.
Cthulhu, do something.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah, it is now Cthulhu's
I got a
turn.
thing,
And I'm gonna do it.
and I'm gonna do it.
I look at Cthulhu.
I want to know if there's anything like affecting you, like, and I'll ask it straight out.
Like as though she's
Yeah.
been seized by something.
Right, this is a decision you're making. This is not something that this place is doing to you. There's some, I don't know, one of these constructs is puppeting you, and once you jump in, you're going to bring Leland back to life. That's the real wish.
No.
How can I discern that? I don't have any like detect.
Just talk to
Detect
me.
bullshit.
Yeah, there are. I mean,
Yeah,
there
can
are
I-
you can
spells
insight
like
it.
there's Zone of Truth and things like that. But
I don't have great insight. I mean, I'll insight. Sure.
So Walnut says,
great.
while you're doing that, Walnut says, I made this decision before you knew me, that if I found something like this, I would use it. I can't.
well, yeah. I mean, the truth is, if we think back, Walnut was also quite interested in the potential of the fundamental court to make these kinds of modifications.
yes. And here's something she has power over using, so.
Right. You're not like at the mercy of this court. You run this court. I will make an
So court is out of order.
yeah, just the yeah. I'm just gonna do an insight check and let's see what I get. A bunch of trash. It's just a flat 9.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. Your conceptual model of Walnut allows for this
Yeah.
behavior. Allows for this 100-year-old woman to be a team occasionally.
I should have done religion or arcana to see what the goddess is.
I'm down with it.
Is that
Just roll it.
okay?
You're not actually doing an action.
No, it's true. It's just
This is all you want to do.
what's gonna give me a better insight? It's gonna be religion, not arcana. Yeah, let's try it.
Nice. Womp womp womp. Womp womp womp.
Wait,
womp.
No, the C team.
yeah.
The C team has the C team symbol on the bwomp.
I got confused.
No,
Oh,
Shadow Council. May our labors please you. Your servant, Cthulhu Drow, has offered unto you a boon. I'm trying to think of what's the first of the two things we kick out this time. Is it the? Here you go, Dinar. Now
don't take it apart.
just set it in there gently. Don't.
It's Janar's only enemy.
It's a natural enemy,
There you go. No.
not favorite enemy.
Yeah, no, okay, just go. Just start. You already started.
this?
Nobody wants it now.
It's a C Team dice tray for
Oh,
the
no.
podcast. It comes
God
apart,
damn it.
and Ryan can never put it back together.
Okay, well, this is
It's got magnets.
It rolls up.
for convenience.
Very
okay,
beautiful.
Look,
No.
this is. You understand that sponsors give us these things so that
And they're great. Look how easy.
It is easy.
Watch me go.
I don't think it. Watch you roll.
A leaf on the wind.
Incredible. The speed and accuracy you can find only here on the C Team.
In junior high, and there are junior highs in this nation where they build these competitively.
Yeah.
You would not do well.
I think it's preschool.
Oh my God! It actually worked.
Nice. Good job.
Okay, no,
buddy.
you did a good job.
Good job,
the
sweet
Dinar
boy.
shaming will now cease. Anyway,
Wait,
Elderwood Academy.
For how long?
Yeah.
Very, very briefly. It's in fact that window is closed.
Excellent.
Oh,
But no,
while it lasted.
no, exactly. So you are at the nexus point of a robust conceptual understanding of the teachings and lore, such as are extant and those you have derived from personal experience, having been an avatar of one or more of their deities.
That's what I'm going to call upon precisely. I would ask, like, what I know of Malith and Myliki. Like, is this true? Is this goal pure? Is it, does it come from your servant, your adherent? Like, how do you feel about that? Is this something that both of you ask for?
So you are addressing the goddesses themselves?
I want to like flavor it like I am calling out to Myliki
Simultaneously,
Yes.
you're calling on these after images.
Right. Yeah. I don't have much of one. I have none. But I know that Myliki is still in there. And what does she say?
Who decides that?
Well, how do you want to do it? I mean, I know.
Roll for
You
it.
typically play the goddesses.
Absolutely. You're aware of without hearing like the sentence or the specific thing. You are conscious of the answer, which is that she is the heir of this power, and it is hers to use.
You both see me ask that question. Is that question spoken aloud or just only delivered to me?
Yeah, it's just you just know the answer. Everyone feels confident that she is doing this within a robust ecumenical framework.
Okay, then Dinar, Rosie, you see me kneel. I just get on one knee.
You just let it happen.
Like I have observed, I have heard from them.
I look at them. I look at Cthulhu and I say, I just say, thank you.
Of course.
Dinar.
I go, you're not helping. And I push you. Yeah, I push you onto the
And
ground.
it's so easy to do.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Like a leaf
Yeah.
fall into the ground.
If you hadn't pushed, probably just running past me would have like Give me that like
Destabilized.
Yeah.
like that
Like a
vortex.
pile of
Yeah.
spaghetti.
All right. I mean, it's the cool air. It's like there's droplets of water already condensing on your armor.
Yeah.
Like this place is turning into what people think witches get up to in the middle of these woods. Like
Yeah.
this is becoming a haunted house situation.
Oh my gosh, so spooky.
So I push very hard.
Too hard.
Kithris
He goes flying. We don't know where he went.
across.
You're running past and you actually like stop dead to push.
Yeah. I stop mid-run, 2-arm shove,
Up a
and then
little
start
bit.
running.
Wherever
Yeah.
he lands, there
Just-
shall he be buried.
like a defensive lineman, get under the pads. And then I go and I'm pounding on the force field. Is it visible?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
just
shimmering.
a mild
Yeah.
shimmer.
I say Dinar.
I try to brute force my way through. No, that's all Dinar would know.
You can't, but you can try.
Yeah, you have to.
he
You
would
have to
try.
though. You have to.
While you're doing
2
that,
attacks around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to you.
Yeah, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
So he's banging on the thing, and Walnut's just really calm inside, and she's like, Dinar, look, I know you and I don't always see eye to eye, but
Yeah, we don't right now.
you gotta let me do this for my family.
There is nothing saying this has to happen right now. I'm even willing to listen. If you want to jump in the hole tomorrow, that's fine. But we just found this hole. You should give it a minute. Hole's not going anywhere.
It's a new hole.
It's a no hole.
I've been told stories about this place my whole life.
Yeah, because it's been around your whole life. It'll be around tomorrow. It'll be around next week. There's no reason to jump in this hole right now. I'm not telling Brahma that I let you do this, because she's going to get mad at me.
And she is scary.
And he can't get through. So the only thing I have that might get
He's
through
gonna beat the shit out of it. Yeah.
is command. So I'm going to command you to faint.
What do I roll against it?
You're going to roll
On.
whiz
Save.
15.
Oh, it was. Mine's gone.
If I had more, I would have ulted.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, for sure. Now,
So I can't roll against this.
no. She rolls to save against it.
Yeah.
It's a saving throw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With whiz?
Yeah.
Oh, honey pie. And I'll take advantage.
Oh, you don't need your.
Oh, your
Oh no, it's not Jerry's thing. Okay.
your battery's running low. Okay, that one was garbage.
Yeah, that's
that one didn't make
Welcome
it.
to the Filth Fest.
16 plus 9.
Oh no.
Make a reroll.
25.
I got.
God, you can do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you re-roll that.
Okay.
So, wait,
So
hold
you
on.
got one
You burn
chance.
4.
Yeah.
Burn 4 to get to the re-roll.
And she already did advantage, so she's re-rolling the second roll. So if she rolls,
We never. That's the funny thing,
There's
right?
no PvP re-rolling.
Oh, there has to be.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we built these systems. It's like
To help.
No, we didn't invent these systems.
Not to hurt.
No, exactly. We didn't invent them to hurt people. But look what you've turned them into.
If this
Hold on a second.
fucks up and she faints, she will never forgive you.
that's fine.
That's why I say take my advantage.
What?
Now re-roll, but take my 2.
I hate this.
You assholes.
17 and a 14. So,
All right.
wow. So,
Your
okay.
sacrifice was meaningless.
So Janar
I know
is
that.
saying faint, and Walnut, it like passes over her for a second, and she looks like she's addled, and then she looks at Cthulhu like kneeling, and
And Christopher
sort of split
goes
up.
like seeing that. Yeah.
she like she steadies herself, and she goes, Dinar, stop, just let me go.
No. Yeah, there's nothing else I could do now.
This is so great.
She looks at Rosie, and she's like, please try and see reason here.
Is it my turn?
Oh yeah.
All right. I go up to Cthulhu, and I help
You
them.
push him.
I help them back up to at least a kneeling position.
And then all the way back. To the rest of the direction.
It's like a lever, like in a train car. Like it's just all the way over here.
You help me up, but then the move you want to do can't be done with me kneeling. So then now you can plunge your knife hand into my guts.
If only.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually there to help steady them, and I'm watching Janar, and this, as this is happening, the moment you try your command, I also command. But as you say faint and it doesn't work, and I've got my hands on Cthulhu, my eyes turn black.
Oh no.
And I use command, and it's just this rage in my voice, and all I say is, "Don't." Same whiz save.
Same great whiz.
Same great whiz save.
8 plus 9.
Damn it.
17.
Yeah. That's
Oh my
saves.
God,
Man, she didn't have.
I
don't have enough to make her re-roll either.
You've ground her down. You've ground her all the way down.
You can use 2 to grant disadvantage, though.
Can you do it to the player, though?
You just did it.
Yeah.
No, I gave advantage to you.
Advantage.
Right.
So
You
what?
can give me disadvantage.
Same.
I'll roll again.
All right, if I could do
She's
2
got
for
+9.
disadvantage.
Jeez. All right, you beasts. You criminals.
Come on. This is such a.
This is a big fucking roll. All
right, you need
What do I need to win
So
here?
you have a plus, and she has a +9.
I know,
whiz,
so it has to be
it's-
5 or less.
Yeah, because a 6 is a tie. Right on a tie, she passes.
So a 5.
2.
Oh my God.
Okay, I got this. Walnut goes to make moves for the well, and she stops, and she freezes, and
Just shaking.
she doesn't even look at Rosie, and she goes, "I'll just come back tomorrow."
That's all I asked.
She says, I'll just come back tomorrow, and I'll try the next day, and I'll try the next day. I will do this.
If this is something that Walnut, any Walnut anywhere, will always attempt, this is something that the other Walnut wants but cannot have. She could not bring her grove back. Our Walnut can.
I don't care about the other walnuts.
I don't either. I don't either, but it's what both of them want.
Then let the other one do it.
I'm struggling against the command.
It honestly,
Yeah,
the,
exactly. Just
the
like
duration's
push.
really short.
It's like a minute.
6 seconds. It's one
Yeah.
round.
Oh.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
It's enough to
Command-
talk to me. It's
No.
enough
Yeah,
to talk to me.
exactly.
Exactly. In a like that's the thing, right? It's like in combat,
Yeah.
like in a traditional combat, that's a handful of rounds.
I know.
In what we're doing right now,
It's one round.
which is this like table bound counseling session. 6 seconds isn't shit.
Yeah.
That's why I said faint.
Yeah. So in
Tie her up.
that 6 seconds that I have, my eyes clear again, and they are full of angry tears. They're red and already just fueled with this very, very negative emotion. And she says, "Please, granddaughter."
And Walnut's still pushing against the command, and she doesn't even look at Rosie, and she just says, "I have to. I'm sorry." Rip, can we go to the break?
Dude, RIP my mentions. Is that what young people say?
RSVP in peace. Yeah, she just says, "I can't. I'm sorry. I have to."
You yelled at me when I tried to leave, and you're just leaving. This is no different.
What were you going to do when you left? You just didn't
Jump in
like
a
that.
well. First one I could find.
Yeah, but a regular one. You just climb out, wet. Who cares?
But you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't know.
No, I'd be there.
Walnut stops struggling, and she looks at them, and she goes, "I didn't think that I would find anything in the outside world, but I found all of you, and it's hard for me to admit that there is family outside of my grove, but there is. And I know that this is hard, and I know that nobody wants to face this, and I'm scared too. But you gotta let me do this. This is where I get off.
This is what gets me off.
Way to cut the tension.
I'm weeping. For the podcast, it's an ugly cry.
And she just says, if you have anything to say it now. I was ready for a joke from Dinar. And
Dinar's just still, I think he's still pounding. None of this is an adequate, none of this would talk him down. None of this makes sense. So he would stop.
Okay.
Just never stop?
No.
But I feel like that's very Dinar.
Does he, is it all fists, or does he ever switch to his martial weapons?
I think it's all fists. It's all like
I'm just trying to picture it.
an emotional rage
Yeah.
sort of.
It's brother stuff.
Yeah.
Next to this crazy Dinar pounding, I walk up, very calm, and I know that I can't really get through the barrier, but my little hand goes up, like Wrath of Khan style,
Yeah. On the sphere.
and I say, if this was what you have to do, then it's what you have to do.
Oh, no. And Walnut comes over and she puts her hand on where your hand is, and then she puts a hand up to where Dinar's pounding away at the thing, and she just looks at you and she shakes her head and she just says, "I'm so sorry." And when she looks at you, Rosie, and she just says, "You're my grandmother."
I say, and I take a few steps back, and I can't watch what happens next. So, sorry, internet, this is a lot. Rosie turns and goes back to Cthulhu and puts her hand on their shoulder and just looks toward the cart. And she says, "Tell me when it's over."
Walnut looks at Cthulhu as she's like walking up to the thing, and she says, "I don't know what to say."
I've been pretty negative on gods and goddesses in general, because I think that they have been perverted by our flaws to create a version of us that embodies the worst of us. Your faith has done the opposite. This resolve is what the gods should aspire to.
Dinar?
He's still pounding away.
He's still pounding away.
And Walnut
He yells at you two now and goes, "Why are you letting her do this? None of this makes sense. How long is this spell?"
1 hour.
Damn it.
No, it's like, but is that canon?
Sure.
Like, it's how? Just take a second. Okay, all right, here we go. We're back at it.
Walnut puts both hands up to Dinar, like she's like putting her little fists on the anti-life shell, and she just looks at him for a second, and she just says, "You got to go back home."
Don't worry about me. I'll go home soon enough. You need to come out of that bubble.
Come on now.
Come on now. got a bum deal.
She says, is that it?
Yeah. You're gonna sacrifice one family for another. That's what you're doing. Ooh. If we mean that much to you.
Ooh, this is good. This is very good. It's a good angle.
And Walnut just looks at him and she goes, a daughter needs her mother. And she goes up to the well and she looks at it, and in her head, she just puts out this intention towards the well, and she just says, my life for my grove.
Do you take a step?
Yeah.
So, as you raise your foot to set it down on that expanse, which we've already described as truly, truly massive, a gouge in the middle of this place. As soon as you set your foot down on it, it's almost like, have you ever seen those videos? This is obviously not an emotionally resonant moment, but but obviously we're all familiar with YouTube.
Plays the keyboard?
No, that's no. Is YouTube impressive? No, where deer try to get off the ice.
Sure.
Have you ever seen these?
Sure.
I recommend that you look these up. What I'm trying to say is that it's very difficult for them to do so. And when you step out, it is as though you're stepping onto, not into something, but onto something. Like a black rink, like an ice rink, that fills the entire space and is actually raised up at the edge. And this is distinct, of course. You've already seen someone fall into this.
Yeah.
So the idea that there would be a surface is new. But it may be connected in some way to the fact that Leyland Spexus was not of the blood. You are almost immediately thrown to the ground, trying to right yourself on this impossible, unreadable surface. But at the same time, it's almost as though you're drawn toward the center of this featureless disc. And you are drawn closer and closer to the center, and you can see that there are two figures present at the middle of this disc. And the one on the right is dressed in the holy raiment of Maleth. And she is pleading with the other not to do it, in every way echoing what has just occurred at the very lip of the hollow. The woman in the very center is your mother, Tehenatar. And even though she is distant, you can hear her plainly.
Wow.
And you're being inexorably drawn to her, but her voice is the same volume and character. The entire time you're being pulled into it. And she says, I know, despite what they say, that the auguries are true. By the time you return, our enclave will be a memory. But I don't want this for you, daughter. Raise a strong girl. Forget me. But remember us. And the other shape draws away from this vision. And then as you are at her feet, she begins to change shape. You can see her feet beginning to lengthen and then burrow into the welcoming soil. And you can see her holy raiment of Maliki just shredded by this act. And then moments later, you can feel a just like a rumbling beneath you in the surface of this disc, and all around you, great trees rise. The entirety of the hollow is brought flush with the crypt garden, and you are surrounded by what you know to be the remnant, the true remnant of the Enclave.
Wow.
This is Dungeons and Dragons, I guess. I mean, I don't, maybe it is.
So I see the figure of my mother and everything, and I hear this.
And you remember that it wasn't clear what the wish was, but that she paid her price and used the hollow for some purpose.
I see this, and then it just kind of dawns on me, and I'm like hovering in the air, on this surface.
Yeah, as it's sort of like, it basically rises up to meet where you are.
And I look at it, and I like just kind of give it a pound with my fist.
The tree?
No,
or the ground.
The ground.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of look up at the air and I go, I can't use it. And then I just laugh and I say, I can't use it, louder. And I just I'm like crying, laughing. And she's just like hovering over the thing, like holding herself, just laughing. And then she starts to cry in earnest. And she lets the anti-life shell come down, and she moves off of the surface.
And it's quite substantial. Like, by this point, you're hundreds of feet from your friends.
And I go to the tree.
Yeah, you are at its very foot.
And I just sit there. And I just let it all out. And she cries like a kid. Like, this is not a dignified crying. This is like the wailings of a child.
Right.
And after a while, if you let her do that, she'll get up and dust herself off and wipe her eyes. And then she looks at them and she just says, okay, let's go.
So the wailing starts, and Rosie's turned away, and with her hand on Cthulhu, and the crying starts. She's like, "Oh God."
Oh no! Oh, this is the best. Okay, so I just got it. And it's so funny. It's so funny. Oh Jesus.
Oh, is it terribly violent?
Is she being told what?
Is she being ripped to shreds?
I don't think it happened.
Wait, what? I flip around.
There was a hole there. It's gone now. So you've coming out crying, or now you're sort of like wiping away.
So many great opportunities.
Is the grove in there?
She laughs and she says, I think she wished that I couldn't use it. Oh, shit. I think my mother knew what I would do, and she didn't want that for me. And she wanted me to go on without her.
Well, good.
So we won?
Yeah, let's head back.
It's very possible. It's very possible to continue on without a mother. Even one you liked.
I just,
It's good info.
she hears Cthulhu and she kind of knows like the irony behind it, but she's just like, I just didn't want to believe that they were gone. I just wanted to believe that there was something left to do. And I don't know what to do now that I know what happened. But I guess that's for tomorrow, Walnut, to deal with.
What happened?
They're here. They're all around us. They never really left. But they're gone in the way that I knew them.
Do you know why they didn't take you with them?
Because of my mother. She didn't want that for me.
Cthulhu just starts rolling around in the dirt, and then starts to like kind of clip through the plane of the ground, and then just server disconnect because I'm not here right now. I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
I got nothing.
Oh, it's okay. Maybe there is silence for a second. And then Walnut just goes, so it's going to be a weird ride in the cart.
Yeah. I feel like I'm owed an apology.
Did you say that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What for?
Trying to off yourself in front of me.
I'm a young boy. I can't
I don't
handle
want to
that.
see that.
Walnut goes, I'm not going to apologize to you, but I mean,
I'm going to tell Brahma what you did. What you tried to do.
I wasn't going to tell her.
I wasn't going to tell her, and I am going to tell her.
Walnut just kind of looks off in the middle distance, and then she goes, I guess, do what you gotta do, Janar, but all right.
Apology accepted.
Rosie's eyes are still red, but otherwise her little, like, happy little grandma cheerful face is back. And she reaches up for your hand, and she's like, we'll cook your favorite dinner tonight. Just so happy that it didn't work.
Yeah.
So,
and you didn't have to stop it.
Nope.
It's like you didn't have to physically beat her down.
No. Would have.
Oh yeah, definitely. Would have been a good fight.
So I guess the last thing I'll say, like, before they leave this area is that, like, as they're leaving, Walnut looks back at the tree. I'm so sorry I can't do this without crying. It's so sad.
It's legitimately sad.
It's like
I
deep Walnut,
apologize.
though. This is the shit.
Like, this is her fucking moment.
Yeah.
She just looks back at the grove of trees and she just says, "Thank you, Mom. I love you." And then she'll continue on with her new family.
Got her.
Second place family.
But we're good. We're still good.
I mean, you jump in a hole to get us back if we weren't here?
That's a good question.
I ask her in the car.
Walnut goes, "I'm having a really hard day. Can you text me later?"
Just want to know where I rank.
I think it's pretty clear where we rank.
She goes,
Yeah.
she goes, "Pretty high up. If something horrible happened to you, I would do something about it."
I write a sternly worded letter at least.
to HQ. But I mean, but canonically, we have to say that these words are coming from the snoot. Snoot mode.
From the cart.
Yeah.
But out the
window.
side window. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out the side windows, so it's directed up towards one.
Woof.
May I?
You want some of these?
Yeah. Hit me.
You want an early break?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep going. Is my makeup all fucked up?
Just power through.
No.
Nice.
No.
Good. Okay.
Dignified.
All right. A dignified blur.
Just on the walk back, Nasus' eyes are just sort of wide. And he's looking around, like, trying to find things of interest
Why aren't you trying to help?
to occupy himself.
He doesn't know this elf.
That's fair enough.
In the cart, maybe.
Sleeping in the cart.
Very,
Getting that 8.
very deliberate very deliberate steps, but it's like they're never as stealthy as he'd like. It's just he finds every dry branch on the way back to the cart. And when you get back to the cart, Portentia is seated atop it.
There you go. That's my seat.
She says, "There's room. It's a big roof."
I've had a day.
I could just scoff like that out loud.
I think yeah. There's the veil is thin. It's not held
Between
in.
the worlds.
It's like she's sitting up there. Like, blah. You can't even hide it.
Ugh, I got this again.
This, yeah.
Walnut is mad because if Propha is of the blood, that means Portentia is too, in some
Potentially.
way. Potentially.
Definitely. Potentially. No,
Hey.
it seems like there's something else going on, perhaps with Portentia's
Right.
blood.
Yeah, no, I know. But she just thinks about that, and then
Oh.
she thinks about Omen, and she just starts fuming and just takes it out on Portentia, and she just like gets up on the thing, and she's like,
And another thing.
"Move over! You're taking up too much room. This is my spot. This is my groove. I made this groove."
She moves an inch.
And Walnut just sits shoulder to shoulder with her, with her arms crossed, like, "I'll sit like this the whole way."
She says, "Rosie, it's probably a great time for the ritual. That'll really save us a lot of time. Just
I think we'll take the long way back.
spin that thing up. That's great."
Hiya!
And she says, "Walnut, this is what I don't understand. My first instinct when I have a big problem is to kill everyone else. But you started here."
Yeah? I guess that's the difference between us.
It's like, if I'm gonna win, I want to see it,
Well, it's not always about winning.
isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
The snoot's
No, it
nodding.
is.
Just the beak nod.
Janar's like, "Hey, Portentia, you're pretty good. What's going on?"
And she says, "Yeah, it seems weird that my brother might have known about this the whole time, and
What?
I mean, if my mom's of the blood, then at some point, Omen has to be, right? Maybe Auspicia?"
But he wouldn't know. He didn't know. There's no way that he knew.
Didn't he?
She leans back on her two palms and she's like, "It's hard to say what he doesn't know, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them."
Walnut grabs her and goes, "Did he know?" And she's wild-eyed.
She says, "You're the Documancer. Isn't that what they call you?"
And Walnut goes, "I don't care if you find out how it works." And she pulls out her ledger. And she writes,
Yeah, and you know, certainly as a rank 3 Documancer, I mean, you are aware that there is a form for this. There's a form to request information from the head office, certain categories of information. Yeah. Oh, shit.
redeem for 1 favor from Omen Drawn.
Why do you have this? This is the sort of thing, like, look,
It's in an envelope marked for Walnut.
what a nightmare, because
This is from Good for 1 Year.
Pat Rothfuss.
Pat
World
Rothfuss,
Builders 2018.
Pat Rothfuss bullshit.
Yep.
Coming in the clutch.
bullshit, like, in my house.
Affecting this game even with that far reach.
Coming in
my
the clutch.
gosh. So what are you trying to find out?
You can take this so I don't use it again.
Yeah.
Got a bunch.
Rip.
Hey, now I have it.
Can I see?
Just
Well, now
photocopy
you got it.
Now I got it.
You got it.
Just photocopy it back in the
Everybody's
thing.
got it. No, I don't want a Thrace used one.
Pulls out her ledger, and she knows that she can contact Omen, and she has a suspicion about which Omen she can contact through it.
Yeah. And what is that suspicion? I mean,
She
I was just going to
thinks-
say you might as well just manifest it for. I mean, it's your own thoughts.
It's my own thoughts.
But certainly the Shadow Council might have some inkling about it.
I believe that the clones, this is my headcanon, this is Amy's headcanon. I believe that the clones are making more of themselves and that they are holding the original Omen hostage in some way. And I think he is the one with the shaky handwriting that contacts her.
I like it. Yeah, exactly. Shaking handwriting, but in a specific way.
In a
Like
specific
it isn't simply nervous. You think that it is the left hand.
And there was an omen we heard about who was limping, right?
What's that?
There was an omen. I have this note in here that we heard of or saw an omen who was limping.
Yeah, that is also true.
Was that after the attack on the headquarters?
It was, yeah.
So Omen writes in her or not Omen. I'm playing Omen now.
That's the favor.
The coupon does not enable that. The coupon doesn't quite extend to that range, Pat.
Become an Omen.
Walnut writes in her ledger, and she writes, Omen. She just writes.
You up?
She says, did you know we are of the same blood? And that's it.
Let's see. The answer comes back, why do you ask?
Walnut says,
What's the handwriting?
yeah, what's the handwriting?
Oh, it's rough stuff.
Lovely.
Great.
Cursive.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, no, Denelian.
It's a cursive.
It's cursed.
Oh, Walnut
6E up in this piece.
Walnut says, what I really want to know is, did you know what happened to the Grove?
Omen thinks for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's fine. We can bet.
Omen will remember this.
Omen chews his lip thoughtfully.
Sweat beating.
After, so it's
Furrowed brow.
Portentia, like, her teeth are showing.
Sure.
She is smiling so hard. And then she's like gets on her chest and like props herself up on her elbows, looking in
Slumber party.
looking into the book.
Playing Mall Madness.
And he says, "Why do you think I did?"
This question bullshit.
Walnut says, yes or no.
And the question specifically, like from your intention, is
Did
he know?
he know about what happened to the Grove?
Basically, that they made a choice.
Yes. That she's been searching in vain,
And then Omen knew.
and that Omen knew, and he could have told her.
And he caused it.
He says, "Yes. Is that a problem?"
She goes, not if you tell me why.
He says, "There's no substitute for a employee with a tragic backstory."
Okay.
You did say you weren't going to get mad.
Okay. And Walnut says, I lied. You're next.
Whoa!
This is great. This is still this is all in the Dungeon Master's Guide. If you crack your Dungeon Master's Guide, you're going to see all this stuff in there. I'm just running.
Your game at home will be just like this.
I'm running it straight out of the book.
She slams her ledger
Sheaf of
closed,
papers.
stuffs it in her bag, and doesn't care if he responds. She holds the power.
That's right. Oh, gosh. She has the...
No, you're going to leave him on red.
I'll leave him on red.
It's dark even for Walnut.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, it's like, that's the true flip. Portentia is like, you're next. I mean, next for what? Like, what does that mean? Next?
What could it possibly mean?
She looks at Portentia and she's like,
Next?
she's like, what are you doing? You don't need to egg me on.
What are you doing?
What are you doing right now?
And she's like, well, you never know. And then she sits back up.
And Walnut looks at her and she just goes, I think we might be of the same mind on some things.
Well, it's just it was only a matter of time until those lines converged.
And then Walnut talks very low, and she goes, I'd like to discuss it later in private.
As would I. My people will be in touch. They're about this tall, and they're green.
What?
You won't wonder.
I won't?
You won't wonder. You'll know right
I'm
away.
wondering now.
Yeah, you'll see. It's fine.
Portentia is playing Walnut like a fiddle.
Walnut needs a new goal now.
I guess so.
So she kicks her legs over the back of the cart as it's beginning to run the rest of its way out of the forest. The back of her boots occasionally sort of striking the pane on the back of the cart.
Not pleasant. How's that sitting with Dinar and Nace? Because that's the back of your. That's right up against your head, practically.
Nace's eyes are still wide. He is now sort of like looking down, and he is just reflexively sort of just like rubbing his thighs. He says, Dinar, your life is very strange.
This is the guy who was living in a sword.
You're trapped in a sword.
Yeah, but you were inside that sword. It was plush, bro.
That's true.
It looked good.
Point Nace.
Almost went ahead.
You got me.
He's like, I don't know what is going on with your people.
I don't know either, man.
He's like, so when are we heading back? When are we heading to Big J?
Jesus?
The God Lord?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's any rush.
He's like, oh, but yeah, I mean, you know that they got those, those chicks we like. You know what I mean?
What?
He's like, the chicks, like, open up the cage, chicks run all out, grab one.
Bite the head off. Does sound fun.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Says Cthulhu's quietly in the corner.
Just the geek show, you know.
He's like, this is the season. Remember we used to chase them around?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Because they're good.
Yeah,
They don't have those out here.
I know. I guess
They eat huge birds.
there's
weird.
nothing else to do. So we gotta go back. Dinar doesn't want to go back. But I guess he's gotta go back.
I think we should go and just swing a leg out and just start dragging the cart a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to slow it down.
Just like just slow it down.
but
Yeah, like
also,
slowing
like,
your bike down as a
turn
kid.
it.
Just like
Yeah.
Oh, no, now we're in the woods. Now we're halfway in a
Oh,
river.
we're lost.
Now our horse is drowned. We can't go anymore. Now with a dead horse.
You can't go to the place you were headed to if your horse dies on the way.
Yeah.
That's a rule.
Exactly. Now, But you're also quite aware. I mean, the truth is, the case that Janar has made is quite robust. Janari courtships are a year long.
Yeah.
You can show up anytime before the end, anytime before the very end, and it would be fine.
And I mean,
It's really about the couple. It's not like there isn't a lot of tasks for everybody else. There isn't like there's not a bachelor party phase. There's going to be no point in which Nace and Dinar are going to have to be like in a draconic strip club with Prince Shimmer Scale. As much as there might be an audience for that type of content.
Sam.
Scalies. Scalies represent. Unless somebody really wants it. We'll do that as
literally
do that
everyone
as like
at the
a-
table.
We'll do that as a
we'll do
charity
that as a
game.
one-off, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Bachelor party episode.
We can all play Dragonborn Bros.
Yeah, Dragon Bros. And then
Dinar's got a lot of family members.
Yes!
They'll all be family members.
I want to play your shitty brothers and sisters.
They're all shitty. Yeah. I mean, they all think Nace is dead. Dinar thought Nace was dead. Everyone thought Nace was
true.
dead. So it's like,
it's going to be an interesting time. Now, so are you? We never discussed it, but you are the one who is in control of this cart. Where were you driving it?
Well, ideally back to Red Larch.
Check in. You're going to check in.
But
Right.
if I'm overhearing any of these conversations, I'm gonna probably try to steer us toward Janar.
I mean, I feel like we should at least head back and make
you
sure.
wanna-
Oh, but we're so close. It's
We gotta make sure
practically on the
Prophet's
way.
okay.
To just
We
check
were.
in.
Well, this whole mission was to make sure she was okay. Also, I need to have a conversation with Brahma real quick. Just about a thing.
Let's put it to a vote.
Yeah, let's put it to a vote.
Put it to a vote. And Nace, of course, gets a vote.
And Nace gets a vote, and Kevin gets a vote,
No,
and you don't get a vote.
I get a vote.
Like an hour ago, you were about to be in the bottom of a well. Your vote rule powers don't manifest for 24 hours after attempted.
Well, let's vote on that.
All right, fine, let's vote on that. We'll vote if Walnut gets a vote. I say no.
So you have. It takes a fair bit, as we described before. There's a sophisticated process. Of course, this wood recognizes Walnut instinctively. It helps you on your way out, but you absolutely reach a juncture out here in the northern part of the long road, where it's left to the eastern tier of the Sword Mountains, or right down through Tribor and then ultimately to Red Larch.
Okay, so I pop up on the seat of the cart and I spin around to address you on top of the roof. And I say, kind of a stage whisper, do you want to go deal with Dinar's problems for a little while?
Walnut goes,
Oh, yeah. Big time. Might be a fun distraction. And I hop back down, get myself all situated, and I look to see if Portentia can see me. I think she's facing off the back, right?
She's facing away. Yes,
So I do cartomancy.
it's smooth. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you tell a quick story
we've been to
about
Janar.
you have indeed.
Yeah. And it was a long, treacherous voyage, if I recall. So I think we'd rather just teleport.
what's the story?
Um,
What's their name?
because who is she? So I tell a story about Dinar and Nace and Cthulhu all having a very cute
Inside?
pile-up snuggle fest, and they're snoozing really cute.
Loving it.
And it's kind of a sandwich. It's like a Dinar and Nace with a little Cthulhu sandwich.
Full
there in the
snooze
middle.
package.
Definitely.
This is the deluxe package.
They all get their 8. Even Cthulhu, who doesn't technically need to sleep, but enjoys the pantomime.
It's a double reverie.
Yeah.
Well, that's 4 hours I get to just be in that sandwich.
Yeah,
right?
which is really nice. 8
Dwell.
hours, really.
Yeah.
4 hours that you get to trance in the sandwich.
Well, that's what I mean. But then the other 4, I'm just awake and I'm just
Transwitch,
Enjoy
I think,
it.
is the new
Thinking
term.
about
Just staring, eyes out of focus.
But Hortensia has catastrophic farts the whole time, just off the
Well,
top.
to the extent that it's like she's like almost like risen up off of the surface.
Yeah.
It's a squash and
It's
stretch.
embarrassing.
Classic cartoon
Doesn't
style.
feel good. Maybe she ate something that didn't agree with her.
Oh no! It's like she's constantly patting her belly. Oh,
Walnut gives her a good berry just to see if maybe that'll help, but it just makes it worse.
She's like,
Oh
no! And she pushes the goodberry off on. No!
It's embarrassing.
No!
Mad that she's wasting food.
She's taking her her leg out of her pants, and she's like running like a tantrum.
Yep.
One shoe comes off.
It falls off the car. We don't stop.
Back of the car just smells like a
Abattoir.
It's disgusting.
And Walnut composes a little poem about how much she loves the family that she has, and she appreciates it very much. And now she sees their value.
Hey, my vellum. The poem is so bad.
Oh, my vellum, my precious vellum.
My vellum.
And I am dreaming up a new recipe for the Walnut's favorite dirt pie surprise, but it's got a few new special ingredients I'm going to add next time, and then we're there.
Do we have to go past Red Larch at all?
Nope.
Red Larch is
There.
It's
Well, I couldn't
basically.
remember if we went north.
Well, I was just going to say. I mean, in this particular case, it's very much once you emerge at the site of what was Nemazir, it's left to continue north or
Yeah.
right to head down to the Desserin Valley proper.
I was going to say, who do I know who is trustworthy to just send a message to? Who would be able to answer the question, how are they doing?
Auspicious?
I was going to say Auspicious there, right?
Yeah. Oh, Auspicious trustworthy.
Yeah. Because if I ask Profa, maybe I don't get a reply just because that's how she is.
Too busy.
Yeah, not because she's still paralyzed.
Auspicious likes us.
Yeah, I will. So during that, if I can, I'll send a message to Auspicious.
Like the mystical one.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one I got to send.
So what do you say?
I say, Dear Auspicia,
How are you?
It's Mika 3.
how are things? How are our patients doing? Let me know at your earliest convenience. Yours truly, Kuter's Draub, Red Larch Branch of...
So in the middle, you're like, ow, no, stop.
Right. Siri. And call.
It's just it's just insane chunks of like linguistic shrapnel.
Yeah.
Just buried throughout. It's
Your
the
tail
fruitcake
is
version.
poking me.
Ow.
Stop.
The message comes back and feels bright. It says, we are all well. I have been baking all day. My mom is very hungry.
But is she thirsty?
It's been baked all day. Okay, that sounds good. Feels bright. I know there was a tone that could come through.
Yeah, exactly. This is just how I'm flexing on it. It comes back fast.
Yeah, I say they're fine. All healed.
You say to a sleeping Janar.
As soon as they wake up.
They're fine, sweet boy.
Well, it's like because when you were doing it last time, we could hear it and impart. So
yeah,
just as you
that's
were
right.
describing going to Janar,
Yeah.
Janar's like, no, and then as we're passing and we're going, no.
And it's like every juncture you're like
Yeah.
you're seeing this tree, there's these stones, it's like it just gets worse.
Yeah.
Like
No!
every couple minutes it becomes impossibly worse.
Yeah, that's all.
But then we're there.
But then we're
It's
there.
bad.
No, bubble pop. No!
And then you are there. Shadow Council, Mayor Lavers, please you. We got to head out to our break, but we will be right back with more of the C Team. Don't go nowhere.
That was just the first half.
Hello, I'm Jeffrey K. Horcrims. Welcome back to the C Teams. All right. As I suggested previously, before the break, all of this content that you've been enjoying is all inside the DMG, the Dungeon Master's Guide. This is just the base campaign that comes with it.
Just your standard
With no...
basic shit.
We still have another hour?
This show keeps
Is this
going.
the longest one we've ever done?
With no, it's literally the same duration as the rest. But anyway, you can run this at home for your family.
And you too can cry online.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Immortalized forever.
Yeah, in animated GIF format.
Exactly. So
Don't you dare, Coffee Robot.
But as I suggested previously, the spell goes off without a hitch. You are deeply practiced at this process by now. And even with Janar's heckling, you were able to maintain the...
Why would I let that start
Exactly,
bothering you now?
the bright thread of your concentration and create the canonical outcome.
3 years of this? 3 seasons. Right? Has it been 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years of this bull. Beep.
Whoop, whoop. Now,
Shit.
so, but the truth is that the Janar that you have seen is somewhat distinct from the new Janar.
I haven't seen Janar.
You've gone by it.
We've gone past it.
Exactly. In order to get to Scala,
Yeah.
Right.
it requires that you take that road north. So I'm purely talking about what's visible from the long road.
Right. Which is
sign.
what? You tell me. What do we see?
Well, Sign. Well, you have yeah.
Welcome to
Janar.
Janar, we can't help everyone, right? I said that.
I think so, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
We can't help everybody.
yeah.
It's
We have
true.
a saying in Janar. No.
We have like
We have
cross
fun.
stitches.
We
at
have
these.
fun.
You know, we try
We
to
like
laugh
that
once
fun.
a day. So the way that it works.
That's the other one.
So it's-
we try to laugh once a day. No, can't help everyone.
That
No,
beak.
go away. We try to laugh once a day.
Fun over here.
No, thank you. But it's just the letter U. So, when you emerge from the sort of dream sphere, once the bubble pops, the sort of memory that you have of it, the gray stone, the tall walls,
Oh, wow.
when it rematerializes, you're there in fall. And so that by itself sort of shifts the palette substantially.
What season did I think it was?
Well, it's just
Sweeps.
you did your best to tell the tale, but Janar in autumn is truly magnificent, more even than you would have embellished.
Have y'all seen Redmond lately?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No, I could drive to work and be happy.
Wow, it's beautiful.
I see those trees coming in. I could be intimidated. I could say, "Hey, they're after us," but no, I'm fine with it.
They're like neon red out there.
First the tree. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the end boss.
Go tree.
That's the end boss. It's like you get a little.
We're from New England.
Yeah, listen,
This
it's
shit
nothing
ain't
compared
shit.
to like a Massachusetts, like in the valley.
I had this Connecticut drive that was
Jerking out
just
their beautiful
Woo,
trees.
spectacular.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
Connecticut. It's not just a drive-through state.
No.
You New Jersey.
Armpit of the USA. Not Connecticut. New Jersey.
Oh, thank
Sorry.
you.
I thought
Sorry,
that
New
was.
Jersey.
I thought that was.
Connecticut, the place you live.
Houston.
If you work in New York and you don't want to live in New Jersey.
This East Coast spice is quite real.
Yeah.
I mean, this is as someone that's not where I'm at.
This is
They're
a-
mean people. And
This is a lot of ramble that Ryan has got us on so that we're not at Janar.
Look,
No, he's
I
projecting
think
even-
evergreens are dumb. That's all I'll say. I'll go on record. Evergreen trees are dumb.
He is projected into the
They're just
real
green
world.
forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the fun in that?
Deciduous.
Deciduous. Conifer.
Bust.
Get out of here.
I'm with you.
Okay, so we have angered the Shadow Chancellor.
Yeah.
I can do this for an hour.
Some of these trees.
Yeah, I can't.
Some of these trees are just now, but similar to, but in other ways, it is identical to your recollection. Like Scala, indeed, the sort of model of dragonborn cities in the north in general. They're built like impregnable cakes. So imagine a cake.
Not like your normal.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Impregnable one.
We'll see about this.
So imagine a
5 minutes.
Exactly. I'm gonna impregnable this cake. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what I got. So
What is happening?
Talking about cake fucking.
Happy Halloween.
I don't know if you have a subscription to this site, but I have a gift sub. I mean, I can let you in. It's gonna be limited. It's gonna be a week. But if you like it, you can make it.
Put in code Jerry for 20% off.
All caps though. All caps.
Yeah, all caps.
I'm gonna say it.
He's an influencer.
Janar.
I got tricked again. Code. The code for the cake fucking thing is Janar. It sounds like it wasn't Jerry. So
Drag me into this.
We
get fucked by cakes. We don't fuck cakes.
well, yeah, it's the Coriolis effect.
Yeah.
It's like down here, it's
Power
like
bottom.
cakes fuck you.
Northern hemisphere.
Flower bottom.
Yeah.
Bottom from the top.
All right, we're learning a lot.
Fuck, I'm getting drawn into it. Janar.
So yeah, there's some kind of a spore in the air.
Absolutely.
But as I suggested, they exist in the city itself is sort of a map of what they value and the structure of their societies, and that they have the lower tier, certainly the external wall is still required to be maintained at a certain level because it has to communicate something of import to the rest of the world, even the people who simply drive by. But you know that if you were to look beyond that, you can recall your time in Scala where the outer ring, the outermost portion, is sort of where holding tank is too aggressive. Essentially, they have something like a quarantine. Or they have a portion where what they would consider outside influences are able to operate. That sort of has a mercantile or trade aspect.
Okay.
And then what we might consider their middle, the middle portion of their society exists at the second ring, and then at the very top, that's where you would find your the royal family and the true machines that operate the politics of this realm. And that was true in the other one too. The difference is that in Scala, there was a portion at the very top that was given over to an esoteric, bordering on the like abstract worship of forms that ultimately collapsed into a Tiamat cult.
Ah, yes.
Unfortunately, that cult did not remain there. When the C team left, and understand, I mean, I guess this was years ago now. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Well, how much time has passed in game?
About the same, just to make it easy for everybody.
Okay.
3 days.
Yeah.
3 seconds.
We're going through a lot.
It's like 24.
Yeah.
We've never stopped to poop.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Yeah. But essentially, the way that it broke down when the C team was forced to leave Scala. Scala was left in the middle of a crushing sort of counter-revolution that annihilated the existing social order that had sort of existed between Sorsha and Shimmerscale, and into something that was absolutely devoted to Tiamat as a cult. That is, of course, since then Sorsha escaped with Krenar. We saw them in Promise. She went from place to place, essentially trying to root out these cults. But the cult itself was a huge factor in the second year that we played. So Scala essentially acted as a kind of incubator for a risen Tiamat power. And what you can see in Janar represents that even visually. Where in this new construct that they have established, there are, in addition to obviously the fall leaves on this rising mountain at each of the tiers, there's also the iconography is subtly changed, where it incorporates Varus Malus, visually, but Vars Malus appears to represent a portion of the partite goddess Tiamat,
What?
like a
not-
co-equal.
That's not great.
That's bad.
So
bad.
the visually, the indication seems to be that there is a pantheon unique to Janar that has two gods that look over it and take care of it.
Do they think that, or do they think that, like, maybe they only ever saw the one head of Tiamat, and they're like, yeah, we thought that was Vars Malus, but actually, the whole thing came out. It was always Tiamat.
Yeah, I mean,
That's who we
when
like.
you're looking at because you can see the great penance, and there's penance. There's also great penance at each tier that communicate the joy and pleasure of this year of celebration, recognition, and revelry for the wedding of Prince Shimmerscale and Princess Prom. So that's in terms of the iconography, you would say that that's what it seems to indicate, is that it's almost like a new revelation that shows that Vars Malus is an aspect or a co-equal.
Oh boy.
It's amazing, like, Tiamat shows up, like, everybody's excited about this wedding, and they're like, yay! And Tiamat's now starting the logo a little bit, and a little bit, and then just more and more. Presented by Tiamat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Yeah, well, and you can see it in the biggest place that you see this stuff is like over the stadium.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
Nobody's going to call it the name.
all the
They're always
branding
gonna say,
Yeah,
is out
Janar
of control.
yeah.
Vars Malus Center.
Yeah.
How does Vars Malus feel about seeing this? Does he
React.
get all churny in your tummy?
I don't have Vars Malus in me anymore.
Oh, did he leave? That's right. You pieced out. That's right.
You like Tiamat now?
Yeah, but Tiamat's in me.
Yeah.
And he's like, thumbs up.
She.
Oh,
She?
all of them.
She was delicious.
I don't know. I don't know Dragon Ball. I
There you
don't
go.
know Dragon Ball Z.
That's a lie.
Yeah, I know that that's not true. Piccolo. I mean, you know about it.
Love Piccolo. Yeah.
So this is wild,
This is super wild, yeah. So in
and it's profoundly heretical. Like,
Well,
at
yeah,
a
absolutely.
fundamental level,
so
it's not just wrong; it's unholy.
oh yeah, yeah. The whole Janar is built. And this is Dinar has brought this up before, but Janar is built in service of Vars Malus. That's the whole thing. The whole game of the city is that Vars Malus lives in the mountain at the top of Janar, and that the only ones who ever get to convene with him is the royal family. And once a year, like Moses, they go up there and
So you should break all this,
Like,
break it all down as Dinar.
I'll just say it. So like that's the background of the city. So it's like on the edge. You ever see did you ever read Stardust?
I haven't.
Back Game On?
Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Seen the movie.
There's like this like fairy market that like forms outside of the edge of the city, like on the other side of this wall, like once a year. There's like that. There's like this like market that exists as a remora on the outskirts of this very powerful city-state. And then the strata is as Jerry described. Then there's this winding staircase to go up to the royal palace. And then at the royal palace, they run the city. The royal family runs the city. And then once a year, they go up to convene with Vars Malus, get his wisdom, bring it back down, and like rule in his stead. And in exchange, the city keeps anyone from bothering him.
Yeah.
Like he's just like doesn't want to be bothered. That's the whole game. And everyone thinks Vars Malus is the best. So being here and seeing anything other than Vars Malus is super duper weird.
Did you ever get to, as part of the royal family, go up and converse with Vars Malus yourself?
No. Dinar never saw him until he found him. That was his whole thing. That's
Yeah.
why he was on his quest.
Where's the rest of your, I'll say it because it says, where's the rest of your family? Like seeing this. It's like, have you talked to them
No.
in a while?
I want to.
Not since I left.
What is Nace doing? How's he
Yeah.
reacting?
What's
His mouth is just open.
yeah. I mean, this would be super crazy.
He keeps just sort of reflexively out of comfort, or the same way like a much younger person, a squishy pink sort of organism, they would reach for in the same way that like a pacifier, just like some coordinate of comfort. He keeps reaching for toothbrush and then bringing his hand back down. Like he keeps resisting the urge just to tighten his fist on it.
Yeah, and when I came back one other time, like real quick, to pop in there when I first, it was like the start of the season, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And was turned away, but there was no Tiamat iconography at that point, right?
No,
Yeah.
you knew that.
Because that would have been a way different alarm bell.
No, there was a shift. Like there was clearly already a shift happening.
Yeah.
Where that captain of that guard captain told you to leave.
Yeah.
Because he didn't think it would be safe. But now you're coming here under a completely different auspice. Like something has materially shifted in here.
Well, I mean, Janar is returning as a reluctant hero in his own mind. He doesn't want to see his family. He doesn't want to be there, but he found his dead brother and he freed Fars Malus. So, I won. But then in his mind, he's like, I got a better family. I don't really need to. They're not that great. You'll see. You'll see. They're not that
Is that
great.
in his head?
We got
No, he says it out loud.
all this is out loud.
To those two. And Nace.
Walnut goes, I get it. All right.
He's still mad.
Take some time. We remember that Shimmer Scale was behind all of the Tiamat garbage in Scala. Right?
Fundamentally connected. And
Yeah,
indeed, in the combat, the ritual combat between Rosie Beestinger, Janar Blitz, and Prince Shimmer Scale, and his hand, essentially, as near as you could tell, I mean, Prince Shimmer Scale had been laid low.
Yeah, we routed.
But within Prince Shimmer Scale manifested an aspect. I mean, much as Cathris or Walnut, some aspect of Tiamat clung to him even then, and animated him even during that conflict.
Anime?
Yes.
Now I'm in.
Now I'm in. Inuyasha?
But so if there is anything to do with Prince Shimmer Scale, obviously, like, congrats, Shimmer Scale and Prawn banners or whatever.
It's at every level.
Okay.
It's at every level with this strange hybrid iconography that represents the 5 heads of Tiamat, plus at its very base, at a place of honor.
Fars Malus being like, me too.
Plus
I'm also here.
but then a bright yellow, field at the base of this iconography that represents the local flavor.
Mm-hmm. So this comes as no huge surprise then if anything to do with Shimmer Scale has Tiamat stinking up the place, we'd be like, yep, that mathematically checks out.
That tracks.
Yeah.
I can't believe that
It's not butter.
it's not butter. There's no fucking way this is butter. If you say it's not, I'll fight you. I'll fight you right here and now. I know butter, and this is butter. There's no way, Janar says to Nace, so you wouldn't know, but it's like, there's no way Mom would go for this. There's no way anyone would go for this.
They're going for it.
Well, we better hear it from the horse's mouth.
He says,
I look at Coriander. What do you know?
Where's the butter, you piece of shit?
Where's the real butter?
he says, how far could we get?
We can get there to the royal manor. We can get right there right now.
He's like, if we have to get there, if we have to work for it.
I mean, I don't understand what you're saying. We've lived here
He
for a while.
opens the door to the cart,
Yeah.
parked out front. There's a succession. Carts are taking a while to get moved in. There's a lot of carts, and there is a lot of scrutiny, and these things combined have created a unpleasant scenario. And then also, when you came in, you're at an odd angle, so you got to pull it back a little bit, and you got to kind of get in there. And it's like there's a lot of apologies, gifts are exchanged. So, in the middle of this line, he just opens the door to the cart
Yeah.
and starts walking toward the front gate.
Yeah. I go with him.
And
We follow and look tough.
Yeah.
I'm in the cart. I'm like, you guys aren't going to make traffic any better by doing this. Somebody's got to stay with the cart.
We leave the cart here.
We are
we're just-
princes of this
We're
city.
just holding up traffic. Cart's not going to go by itself unless.
Just tell Coriander to park it somewhere. It's her car.
Just put her in auto park. The Tesla version.
Yeah.
so as Nace just like sure-footed, like long strides, and as he gets up, because you have the main gate, and then there's guard posts on each side. He is a few paces ahead of you, and a guard comes out, and you can see that sort of on the chest, it's been the livery has been modified to incorporate this new iconography, and you see Nace like dig his finger into the symbol, and then when he hears like as soon as the first couple syllables respond, and Nace is larger, like anyone in the royal family. They're just physically larger than the rest of the people in Janar. There is something about them. And he brings his head down on this guard's head.
Like a headbutt?
Yeah. And this
A
guard...
Glasgow kiss?
Yeah, and this guard goes down in an instant.
Yes. Happy Valentine's.
Yeah.
One down.
There we go. Yeah. You're allowed to do that. We're the royal family. I can beat up any guard I want. I own this
for me.
place. Yeah. You're going to see trust fund Dinar at its finest. Bring me more guards to smack around.
These don't seem like very effective guards.
Yeah.
All right.
Your taxes pay my salary.
I want to flag down some Dragonborn kid and be like, just please park this hideous cart somewhere, and I'll give him 5 silver. I don't know.
It's just like, well, hold on. I can do that.
In just a moment.
I don't want to. I want to weave through and catch up to these people.
Exactly. So it has to... the cart has to be taken through the gate.
Right.
And there's a... It's like when you come back from Australia.
I didn't actually leave the cart yet.
Oh.
So, like, I can stay. Yeah. If we're worried about being, like, separated from them.
Yeah, I want to try to keep the party together. Walnut, where are you?
You jumped down, I think.
I said I was going
Yeah.
to follow them because I thought that's what we were doing.
Right.
So they're approaching. Y'all are there. I'm in the middle. I'm like, look what they're doing.
Yeah, that's
Headbutting guards.
We gotta get in on this.
Train of them. Just one of them. It's like NES game Kung Fu. It's like, but instead of like punching, it's just like
And they immediately go down.
just a pile of them.
Well, and then eventually they're coming up like on, so you have to like headbutt up. Like you can only get a certain number.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
All
a
right.
technique to it.
So then I guess I do the same thing. I call this kid over and make him park the cart. And I hop down and I kind of on the side of the cart. Just like, hey, come on out, Cthulhu.
I come out and I see all these banners, and I change my own raiment to include that sigil.
That iconography.
Yeah, I don't want to get in any trouble this time. And I love Tiamat all day.
That's a mask of many faces.
At least the 5 of Tiamat in this case.
That's a good one.
Thanks. I'm on fire.
Okay, you're funny.
I never looked at you this way.
I never realized until now.
I love Tiamat. Let's go. Thank you, friend. Time to See, it's time to go worship. It's got 5 heads, so it's better, best god. That's the truth.
Head for each finger.
Yeah,
One for the thumb.
just, inspired by the hand, so it's incredibly clever. It's great god.
Opens doorknobs.
The next 3 guards that come out of this section, we clearly built into the wall with its own double door. It's not obviously you can't drive a cart into it, but the guardhouse on either side of this has substantial space in it. I mean, there's nothing about this place that you don't know.
Yeah.
This is mostly for everyone else. But the next 3 that come out, one of them, even before he has an opportunity to be struck bodily by Nace, and as the 3 of them emerge, Nace flips Toothbrush off of his back and then turns it in his hand so that he would be striking them with the flat side of it.
Side, yeah. Say, I hope he's not just start killing people.
Slicing.
Yeah.
But he had it in one hand, up off of the ground. He's ready for the next set. Except when they come out, one of them actually slides and falls to his knees, like it's not possible.
Yeah. It's more like it.
Yeah, and it's just like the other one is just holding his beak.
Yeah.
His snoot, his tormented snoot, from that savage blow, and then the rest of them, they are all like basically like trying to be the one who is holding the other one's back.
Yeah.
It's very much it has all the richness and texture of a musical review, where there's a lot of everybody's just trying to get in front of it. But none of them believe, to the extent that they think that he's here, they think that they are being attacked by a ghost.
Yeah. Wow. They see me?
Yeah, over their shoulder.
Yeah, with my chopped liver.
Compared to your dead, resurrected brother? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was beloved.
Right.
I was less so.
Right.
So I'll yeet butt a couple more. And then
just get a couple.
yeah.
I hate that.
just for kicks.
Yeah. When in Rome.
All right, so you've now headbutted 2, and there is one vibrating Janari guardsman in front of you.
I'll pick him up. Say, get up. What are you doing? Get up. Stop it. Get up.
Right, he'll get up.
Hey.
I feel like it's in real life. He gets he sort of like gets up, sort of like knobbly kneed.
Yeah.
And does his best to stand as is expected.
And then just me and Nace, like, crowding him. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey.
Dude, this is scary.
Yeah. And then just like...
I mean, he's probably 7 inches. You probably have 7 inches of height.
I was thinking about it.
I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm never going to stop. I'm going to go on vacation today, and I'm going to think about it for a week.
And then just start kind of like bumping into him.
Oh,
Be like, what is all this?
Like, more are coming out now, but there appears to be a détente, and they know that they can stand behind the other one and not necessarily get in trouble. They feel like they're in a good place to observe and maybe get away with it.
I'm waiting for an answer. What is this?
He points a shaky claw at the symbol.
Yeah, and I also point at it aggressively.
And he says, "Well, it's to honor the unified goddess, and obviously the earthly symbol of that is, of course, the wedding of Prince Shimmerscale and Princess Prawn, of course. I mean, as the avatar of these two powerful entities. Of course, they will be entwined and
And Twinid.
Got yourself for that one.
Yeah.
Just trying to make it sound more official.
yeah. Entwined.
Yeah, I start pushing him, just pushing him around, and just saying, no, that's not gonna fly at all. No.
You give him a push, and Nace's leg goes out behind his left leg,
Yeah.
and that one just falls on the ground.
Yeah.
Classic.
And I go, take us to the manor. Take us to the royal manor.
He says the manor is. I mean, I'll get you in touch with the people who can get you in touch with the people.
You're gonna get
who can
the princes of Janar
and
in
they're
touch
gonna
with
get
the
you-
queen.
I don't. Things are not
I
as
start kicking
you
at him.
Remember, he's like, no, things. It's
They're
not
exactly
it's
as
not-
I remember.
I start cracking my knuckles and looking at Walnut.
Oh. Hey, yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Pulls her sword halfway out of the thing, menacingly.
I'm menacing
growls.
too.
Kistris goes, what's going on here? And now the garb, it's got too much Tiamat.
It's like
Hawaiian
NASCAR,
Yeah.
NASCAR Tiamat.
Foam finger with
Right.
5 fingers coming on.
Hey, I don't think our favorite goddess would like this very much, I'll tell you what.
Nice.
Or maybe subtly making the largest crest of Tiamat a little bit bigger.
It's like when you see that you're not getting the response you want. It's like I know what. I'm gonna.
do anything
I'm
for
gonna.
you?
You know what though? I'm gonna drag the corner, but I'm gonna retain ratio.
That's right.
That shift drag.
He does
You
not
don't need to
guide.
use shift.
You got.
I know.
You click the little chain.
I miss old Photoshop.
He's not hotkeying anything. You just click the little chain up at the top.
So they begin to sort of boil around that entrance like ants, and they immediately. You can tell that they are spreading out both within the wall and just outside. So they are directing carts away
Yeah.
to make room for the C team's own
Well, yeah.
prodigious vehicle.
I mean, letting carts in is weird too. Very xenophobic city
Yeah.
state. So,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
the
it's-
fact that they're
it's
even doing that is
Purely in
weird.
the outside
I mean,
region, you're sure.
aligning with another city state is weird. There's always like a rivalry with Scala.
It's
and then
very
letting
sports.
people in, it's very, none of this parses.
So they sort of part that region, and they allow the cart to enter. And you basically at this point have 6 guards with you following the cart inside the lower area.
All right.
It's more like it.
I'm just whatever you're doing, Rosie's backing it. So it's just like if you get mad at a guard, she's like, kind of hustle at him a little bit. Do a quick little lunge. Yeah. I'm just waiting for you to do a funny thing.
I did
Yeah.
something.
Oh, that's funny
I
too.
do it funnier though.
Funnier when he does it.
Oh yeah. I like jokes. I get jokes. Yeah, I just demand. Say,
Everything.
take me to small dry heath. My mother.
Boy, this is mommy issues episode. Happy Valentine's Day.
As
That's
the
the most real mommy.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the cart is winding its way through the outermost section of Janar, and it has echoes of the outermost section of Scala that you recall as well. It is not great. It is the roughest possible portion of this arc.
Is this nicer or less nice than Scala?
This is. You think that it is nicer, but you feel like you can detect you feel like you could chart the decline.
Oh.
And where this gets, you think is worse.
Oh.
So Dinar on against the window of the cart, you see just like a copper palm, a boy's claws, like splayed against the window of the cart.
Oh, Titanic.
And he slaps the window several times, and you can see his mouth moving outside. You can hear very clearly off the right side of the cart. You can hear a young boy saying, "Father."
Wait, what?
Hmm.
Wait,
What?
where's this kid? Can I see him or
Father, yeah. If you look over on the side, you can see him. He's dressed in rags.
And is he in the cart? No, he's
No, he is slapping his palm against the window where.
he's in a building?
No.
Okay,
no,
sorry.
No.
I'm
This
gonna
is the
pop my
window
head
of the
out.
cart.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna like. What is it? Wheel of Tiamat. What is it? This is a Tiamat's only cart. You better have some praise about that.
Say one nice
Grow some
thing.
more heads real quick.
Yeah, there better be 4 more heads back there, or I'm gonna be okay. Yeah.
So does he? I mean, do you allow him to enter the cart?
Is he trying to get in?
He is absolutely like trying to scrabble his way
A
in
small
off
boy,
of the
though,
street.
right? I don't think I'd put up a fight.
You're not sure. I mean, you're not. It'd be hard to play. It'd be hard to place it. Like you saw, like Krenar grew taller much quicker
Yeah.
than an elf or human child would, and Quinoa is much taller than you would expect given human
Yeah.
proportions.
Yeah.
So it'd be hard to say exactly what age.
I'm not gonna try to keep
Yeah,
this
yeah.
child out.
Yeah.
You have watched them headbutt a bunch of people, so maybe that's like a greeting here.
Do the kid. Yeah. I want to see how this works. Yeah, I think even at the hint of me opening the door, this kid would probably be able to push past because I'm not expecting that.
Yeah. So, and he
What are you
basically.
doing? This is the oldest scam in Janar. The old orphan near my dad. He's just trying to get money out of you.
Oh, I am pulling my knife. Not today, son.
So as soon as there is any crevice through which this child can pour himself, he reaches up and tries to grab the hem of your robe and sort of climb you part way into the cart.
Here, I am climbed.
Oh yeah.
Also, wait, he's the one. The mountain face does not roll the climb. Let me handle it.
That should be a cross stitch too.
No,
It does.
The mountain face
this does not roll the climb roll. Jerry Hulk. Immediately he's sort of like pushed bunched the robes up away from him, and he climbs, or attempts to climb, I should say, directly onto your lap.
What, to me? So do I recognize him?
Does he look just like
Does he
Dinar?
look like me? Or is he going for Nace?
You think that they're
Does he have a tail?
yeah.
That
You
doesn't mean it.
You think that if you look at this head ridge, it's like, you don't know how it works 100%, but it's like if you look down and you looked at these two,
I can see some genetic entitlement.
some genetic connection.
Well, even the fact that he pushed his way into this cart where he's not supposed to be. It's your kid.
Absolutely. Paternity test right there. Yeah.
That's really great. So he's just like, I knew it. I knew you'd come back. And it's all in the neck, mega kisses.
I'm like
Big beak.
really old to him, right? Like I look like I'm like
40s.
60, right?
A distinguished him.
Kid's got a good
Salt and
eye.
pepper.
This is, I didn't know I had a kid. So
Nace
this
is
is
scooting
weird.
away
I'm also scooting away.
because he doesn't know 100% maybe how it works. He's thinking that maybe he will like get a son of his own if he is by you and your son.
If he's by the window?
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, well,
If the cart had 2 doors, yes.
well, no, it's just science. It's just science at a certain point. It's like, well, we can observe that suns are generated by window proximity, right? It's natural.
Yeah. I say, I don't know you.
Yeah, big yikes.
I'm not your daddy. I don't know you.
He says no, and he fights back onto you.
Child, who is your father?
He says, the prince.
Which prince?
He says, Janar Blitzen.
Oh, yeah, well, that checks out.
All right, come here, my son.
You know what?
I
Looks
missed
good.
you.
Looks good. You know what? I was
I
wrong.
missed you.
That's right.
It was a test. You passed.
Like, the snoot is very close now to the membranes on the left side of your head that communicate speech to your brain.
Okay.
And he says,
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
It is my son.
But then at full volume, Daddy, Daddy. I'm so happy.
And then, you're all like, oh, it's adorable. And he's like, fuck you. And I'm like, get off me, little mutant. And you're like, Dinar, what are you doing? Kid loves you.
right in the snoot, he says, she wants to see you.
I say, who?
And he says, Catherine.
Mama.
I can. If you're not able to hear any of that, I'm gonna just slide the door open and inform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Oh, actually, a lot of new info down here. Let me.
Yeah.
Janar's got the son. Somebody wants to see him. It's probably the mom.
And I'm up there with the cart reins and like, interesting. I don't look back. I'm like, yeah.
Walnut's hanging over the top, and she's like,
Like hanging down, like droop down, like upside down.
yes.
I ask, oh, where is she?
He says, I can take you to her.
Okay.
He's gonna drive the cart.
What?
Let my son drive! Let my beautiful baby boy drive the car!
Dinar. Okay. All right.
Oh my god.
That's probably not going to happen. Where are we going?
Well, he says that it's before the gate to the second tier. That it is in a like a small hovel, sort of cast out along the edge.
In the slums?
Indeed.
So it's somewhere Dinar recognizes? Is it?
When he gives you the description,
Yeah.
he says, "You know the place."
Yeah. So it's
Oh, I got goosebumps.
Dinar's old house.
Yeah.
All right. So we go.
I'm going fast. Breaking the speed limit.
Yeah.
So you're accelerating. The guards are the 6 sort of honor guards are attempting to maintain precise geoposition with the cart, and yeah,
No, I was gonna say while we're just on this cart ride.
Yeah.
'Cause it takes a minute.
it does.
I just ask him what his name is.
Oh, I have it. Don't worry,
So I said, "What is your name, son?"
Dalinar.
Dalinar.
I love that. Dalinar. Dalinar.
How do you spell it?
Dalonaar.
Yes.
Which reindeer's that?
Giants.
Yeah,
This better tie back to my
son of Donner. What are you looking for? You better tie back to what?
the naming scheme I have on every character.
I got a brand, motherfucker.
All right. Okay.
All right. So you, the cart accelerates, and the guards are momentarily sort of thrown out, and then when you stop, I mean the streets near the end of this, like you pull off where the guards want you to go, and they're like trying to get out in front of the cart, like holding their hands up. It's like they're like, ma'am, this is, ma'am, we cannot guarantee your safety in this area.
That's too many ma'ams. Thank you very much. And we don't need your
Elder
safety. We don't need your safety guarantee, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And so they just like a cow catcher. They just like break against it at the last second. And the streets out here that you're being asked to navigate, this is the Dark Souls of cart driving. Like these angles, making this work is sophisticated.
I have extensive training in non-Euclidean driving.
Marvelous.
It's on my character sheet.
Let's see a roll.
Actually, yeah, let's see a roll.
In Janar, I'm the DM.
That's a 14 plus whatever.
Animal handling.
Animal handling.
handling.
16.
Hey.
Hey.
I like it. So, but you're able to get tucked into this back corner, and the place that you see, you don't know when it would have been okay to live in. Like you sort of like try to grab the slider and like move it back, and you try to find a point. Like you look at, judging from what you're looking at now, you try to find a point on this slider where it would be reasonable for an organism to derive shelter from it, and you can't figure out where that point would be.
Dinar, I think we're lost. I think I took a wrong turn. This doesn't...
You're not lost.
All right. Are we there?
You're there.
Say we're not lost. We're there.
And
I'm like looking up. Like, where is the...
He jumps out with... He like jumps out with glee. And he's like, come on. And he's like pulling on one of the leather straps of your chest plate.
Yeah. What's Nace doing?
Nace is still trying not to catch baby.
Yeah. Okay.
But he can't imagine that you ever lived here.
Yeah.
He's just looking out the window trying to imagine that any Janari citizen lives here.
Yeah. I follow him. Yeah, I get out and I follow him.
So you basically just sort of like a just right over his shoulder. So he like
I assume he's leading me as a little kid does by the hand.
Absolutely. And then I didn't want to make it happen if you didn't want that to happen, but that's correct, at least in my mind. You have to like kneel down underneath a fallen beam, and you enter into this place that you remember quite well. And once he gets into the center of this place, when he turns, his face is very different. Every aspect of all the joy and all the pleasure of this chance meeting that was contained and then expelled is completely spent. And he says, it's the third brick over on the fireplace. And he says, I don't deliver these messages for free, old man.
This is an emotional roller coaster.
Dalinar, my beautiful son. What are you talking about?
He kicks rocks.
I say, go kick rocks. What do you want to? You want a tip?
He holds out that shining palm.
All right.
And brings the claws in and out.
I give him a...
It was a Janari scam.
I told you.
It's like, this is the 10th time it's happened to me.
But I as I give him the coin, I go, where's Catherine? Who told you about Catherine? Before I give him the coin.
Yeah, he says, third brick from the right. And he closes his palm around it.
All right.
And backs away, still looking at you.
Yeah.
Backs away, goes through a crumbling doorway out into an even more terrifying portion of the city.
All right, I go over to the third brick.
It's
I go to the fourth
nothing there.
brick. I go to a different. I'm trying every brick.
Yeah, you find it.
That was easy.
It's like a classic puzzle room.
Yeah.
You recognize. You indeed during the course of this campaign, you've received a note in this handwriting. It says, "Word has come to me from the princess of your wife and daughter. Know that I wish you every blessing. In a way, I thank you. It will make what I must do so much easier." And then it's signed CD.
Oh shit! What?
Gathered throng. Precious Shadow Council. May our labors please you. We're going to be back at it, of course, next week. Thanks so much for coming back.
Oh my God.
For our glorious return. It has been our absolute pleasure. Can't wait to get back into it again. Love to see the no emote. That brings me real joy. But fear not. In only a week's time, we'll be back. Now, for now, we're going to make use of the facilities. We'll come back for some table talk. Don't go anywhere.